Hi and welcome along to AFTV. Wow, yeah, I just heard the news that Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, has tested positive for the coronavirus. Unbelievable news. Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, tested positive. And the reason why I wanted to do this video just straight after is just to emphasize to everybody, you've got to stay at home. You've got to stay at home. You know, if you're in a country where they're telling us to self-isolate, please do as they say. I mean, we all want football back. We all want it back. But there's certain things that are bigger than football. And this coronavirus right now is bigger than everything. It's about us beating this. Then, you know, we can hopefully get back to normal. And then we can get football on. Then we can get Arsenal playing. We can get all the teams playing in the Premier League all around the world. The Euros, everything. But until this thing's beaten, it's going to be, I mean, this is going to be our lives if we don't self-isolate. If we are all self-isolating, it means that it slows down the disease, stops it from spreading, can get it under control, and it doesn't put a massive strain on the health services. But if you ever needed to see a reason why you should be sticking to the rules of self-isolating, if you've got any of the symptoms, you should be washing your hands, you should be doing all of those things, is the fact that now the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, the guy who's there in charge, has got coronavirus. Remember, Prince Charles has also tested positive for the coronavirus. In football, Mikel Arteta tested positive for it. Doesn't discriminate. Anybody can get this thing. Anyone. And then when you get it, you could get it very seriously and end up in hospital. You might just get mild symptoms. Boris Johnson saying that he's getting mild symptoms of it. But the thing is about it is that you can spread it. Now, all the people that he's come into contact with over, the past couple of weeks are all going to have to be tested now. The doctors, when he's giving those press conferences, and to be fair, they have been self-isolating. Well, they have been keeping a safe distance, but they've been working together, all these people, you know, all the cabinet people, cabinet ministers and that, all of them are going to have to be tested. That is how quickly this thing could spread. Anybody that he's come into contact with could have the coronavirus. Anyone. So that just goes to show you the reason why we've got to stay at home. We've got to self-isolate. And that's the only reason, that's the only way we're going to slow down this disease. That's the only way we're going to beat this disease. And we've got to do it together. And when you see politicians getting it, managers of football clubs, football players, ordinary people, it doesn't matter who, me, you, we could all get it. So please, that's the message. If any message comes out of this, whether you like Boris Johnson or you don't like Boris Johnson, whether you're a Tory person, a Labour, a Lib Dem, it doesn't make no difference. The message that comes out of this is that if probably the most powerful guy in the land, in Boris Johnson, can get coronavirus, then so can you. You can get it as well. And when you get it, you're then endangering everybody you come into contact with, all your family, all your friends, everybody. You're endangering. If you just recklessly walk around with this thing now, you're endangering the health service because they're going to get inundated with this thing. So please stay at home. That is the message that comes out for this. Let's stick to this and let's stay at home and stop this thing from spreading, start halting it in its tracks. Because if we don't, people are going to get it. More and more people are going to get it. People we know, you know, you may be sitting there and thinking, well, I don't know anyone who's got it. It doesn't matter. Because you probably soon will, if we don't slow this thing down. I don't know what you guys are thinking about this. Let's get some comments about this. because this is it's quite unbelievable news. And even though it's not, you know, strictly football news, it impacts football, because if Boris Johnson gets it, I think now, you know, he was, to be fair to him, he's been taking this thing very seriously, even from before. And he has been instructing people to stay at home and stuff like that. But now it just brings home, it's going to bring home to him, right home to him, how serious this thing is, because he's actually going to have it. So, wow, you know. Message here from Jibril. I think he's saying what we're all saying there, which is stay safe. And that's the message, is stay safe, stay at home. You know, Hamza says most people may already have it. And that's true. A lot of people have got this thing that don't even know. And a lot of people might be like Boris Johnson, where you just get mild symptoms. And listen, he was quickly tested. All right, he's the Prime Minister. You'd expect that. But this is why we need testing for everybody, because there's a lot of people out there walking around with this thing that don't know they have it. But the one way, even if you haven't even got mild symptoms, the one way to stop it from spreading is you've got to stay at home. And if you do start showing the symptoms of it, you've got to self-isolate yourself at home from the rest of your family. You know, literally, I know it sounds draconian, literally lock yourself away from the rest of your family as well, because you could be passing it on to them. And we can see the results of how quickly this thing can spread. Nice message here from Rob H7. He says, stay safe, Gooners. Noob says, pray for everyone. Trust me, we've got to pray for everyone. We're all in this together. Every single one of us are in this one together. Big man Bob says, sanitizer, wash hands. Definitely, you've got to wash your hands. It's so important. Listen, I've washed my hands right until they're wearing out. But you know what? It's an essential thing to do right now. Keep washing your hands. Hand sanitizer, use that. Wash regularly, right? Keep your hygiene up. Keep clean, right? And this is the only way we're going to be able to stop this thing from spreading. Dixon Sider says, Robbie, stay safe. Love from India. I know that India's in lockdown. Please, everybody over there, stick to the rules. Stay home. Stay home. This is a very true one coming here from David K. He says, coronavirus makes us equal and has no equal. And he's right there. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter. It could be me. It could be you watching. We can get it. Who are we? Who's anybody? Who's Boris Johnson? Who's Prince Charles to the coronavirus? You're nobody. You're just another body is waiting to infect. That's all it is. We're all equal. All. I think this is what this shows as well. I hope this comes out of this at the end. Please, if there's any positive that comes out of this whole coronavirus crisis, once we get over it, is that we're all equal. The coronavirus, the one thing about it, don't discriminate. You're black, white, Asian, Chinese, you know, doesn't matter who you are. Straight, gay, coronavirus comes knocking, mate. It's coming. Doesn't care who you are, right? Wilson says, I cannot believe that Boris has got the coronavirus. Well, it's facts. He's even put out a video on his Twitter account, you know, saying himself that he has it. So that is the facts of the matter. Boris Johnson has the coronavirus. And yeah, it's a shame. It really is a shame. Listen, he's you know, let's just hope that he can make a full recovery. It sounds, by looking at his video, that it's only mild. Obviously, he's going to try and put on a brave face on it. We don't know how bad it is, but let's hope it's not too bad and he can make a full recovery. Umar says, pray to God. Listen, we got to, man. That's the only person who will get us through this right now. Trust me, this is serious. This one is Stanley says, these people who run the country give us stupid advice and they end up getting it themselves. I think he might be criticizing the fact that maybe we should have been gone into this lockdown a bit earlier. Who knows? Who knows? Chris Owen says, of course he has. He means, you know, of course he has the coronavirus. He's been out meeting hundreds of people a week, visiting the hospitals, etc. Nothing to get worried about or whatever. As the Prime Minister, he can't just self-isolate. He has a country to run. Well, he said in his video that, you know, the fact of modern technology, he can do a lot of things still running it from home. But obviously he's not going to be well, is he? I mean, the fact that he got the coronavirus, you know what I mean? Even mild symptoms, you're going to have a really high temperature. You're going to be coughing a lot. You're not going to feel great. You know what I mean? You're going to have to, you know, he's going to have to take it easy to make a full recovery from this. So it's big news. It's big news. It's big, important news. And yeah, this coronavirus thing is serious. Let me just get this one. This is David with a bit of a conspiracy theory here. It says, Robbie, don't you think this is suspicious? I just think this news is helping to implement social control. Oh, come on. I don't think it's a good look for the Prime Minister to come out and say he's got coronavirus, you know, because people are looking for him to lead the country. That's going to bring a bit of fear around the place. So, you know, I don't buy into that. I'm just going to do a couple of more because, as I said, you know, it isn't exactly pure football, but it's big news that's going to affect everything. Will affect the Premier League. It's going to affect how Boris Johnson thinks when the Premier League, etc., and these guys come knocking and say, "Oh, can we get the season started back again?" He's had it now. He's had it, so he's going to know that, you know, this coronavirus thing is serious. So he's going to be probably even more cautious now when it comes to that season starting back. Matthew doesn't seem to be a fan. He said should have washed his hands. Listen, I'm sure he did. Listen, you can still get it, but washing your hands is important, very, very important, to make sure you keep it away. Callum says, funny how the Prime Minister is stupid enough to shake hands with corona patients. Well, did he do that? I'm not sure. I don't remember seeing that. You know, Saved by Grace says, ask yourself why all these celebrities and politicians are testing positive. Well, listen, it's not just politicians that are testing positive for this. Is a lot. You know, we're just a few little examples of politicians and celebrities, but the vast majority of people who are testing positive to it, the people who are most at risk and are dying, who can't get the test done as quick and stuff like that, are ordinary people like us. So this is why we've got to stick to what they're saying. Wash your hands on a regular basis. Yeah? Stay inside. Stay at home. Don't come out, please, until we are told to come out. Stay at home. Stick to what they're saying. Keep the distance when you do come out for your day exercise. Make sure you keep that distance and stay safe. If we're not, we can spread this thing even worse than what it is. We can spread it to our family, to our friends. We don't want to do that. But the big news is Boris Johnson's tested positive for coronavirus. How does this impact the UK? How does this impact football long term and the decisions he's going to make around it? But listen, I hope he can get well soon. I hope that anybody who's got the coronavirus can make a speedy recovery. But our job, if we don't have it, or we can even have it and don't even know at the moment, is to make sure we don't spread it. And the only way we're going to do that is to stay at home. We're going to beat this. Remember that. We will beat this.